What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Not So Pro Football Talk. It's me, it's Reed. We're talking Super Bowl. Unfortunately, none of our teams made it to the big game, but you know what? One pro that comes with that is that we actually get to enjoy it and we get to trash
Yep.
as much as we want. We're not stressing out the whole week. So we got the Kelce Bowl, what everyone's calling it. One, I'm not a big fan of the name, but it is pretty cool. You got two brothers out there. And so you got the Kelce, of course, Travis Kelce, which everyone knows, tight end, Kansas City Chiefs. Then you have the other Kelce brother, who is the center for the Philadelphia Eagles. And a lot of people are saying, hey, this is the first time two brothers face off in the Super Bowl. That's actually not true. The first time that happened was John and Jim Harbaugh. They're coaches, still face each other in the Super Bowl.
Players.
Correct. A lot of people were saying playing against. They were saying Super Bowl players playing against. So I just want to put that out there. Brar, what is up, my friend? I love you, missed you, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope your faith is still strong with the Niners, man. But good to see you here. Thank you for joining us live. But we could get right into it. I do want to start off by saying a couple of stats for these QBs playing in the Super Bowl. One, both QBs born in Texas, baby. They are Texas strong. They're here. I'm a Texas boy. I know Reed's a Texas boy as well. So they're both here in Texas. Two, they're the first time ever that both QBs, both starting QBs, are African American. Now that's awesome. So congratulations to them. They're making history. I mean, I think that's pretty cool. I mean, I
I
think
didn't know that.
yeah, the first time in Super Bowl history that both starting QBs are African American. So congrats to them. And also, they are the youngest combined age between starting quarterbacks. So how cool is that? I mean, these two QBs are doing history. And what Jalen Hurts likes to say in the pregame is say, why wait? Right? Why wait? Let's go win the championship. I love the mentality. I love the new era of football. As you guys can see, there's a whole new generation of these players coming into the Super Bowl. Reed, I'm excited. How excited are you for this game?
I think it's going to be a really good game. Brar says Eagles, luckily, we had CMC at quarterback. They are a little lucky, but I still think the Eagles win that game.
I don't think the Eagles win that game. Honestly,
Really?
yeah, I forgot what it's called, the butterfly effect, right? So that first
For
missed
sure.
call that Smith caught the ball,
Yes, obviously.
wasn't really a
Yep.
catch,
Yep.
which led to the Niners getting the ball at a certain time. Brock Purdy getting injured. Not saying he would have gotten hit, but Brock Purdy getting injured. I don't think any of that would have happened. If that call was called correctly. But yes, when we become a one-dimensional offense, which all we do is run the ball, and it's obvious that we're running the ball, you can't win games like that. And so I just wish it went a different way.
For sure, for
Uh,
sure. You guys
but
would have had a better chance, but I will
oh
say
yeah,
that Eagles defensive front would have beat you guys.
Eagles defensive front was playing very strong as they've done all year long, and which we're going to talk about this year,
Hmm.
this episode as well. So now that we got the QBs out of the way, I want to talk about the biggest matchup in my eyes. So now we're going to enter AJ's eyes here. We're going to look at the biggest matchup here, and for me, that is the Eagles pass rush against the Kansas City's offensive line. Eagles all season has 70 sacks. That's tied for third ever, ever in NFL history, which is amazing. One extra game or not, that is awesome. Now, Kansas City Chiefs, they have allowed 26 sacks all year long, which is third, which is not bad, right? But they're definitely going to be put to the test this game. This is the biggest game of the year. So everyone looks forward to this. Everybody's going to show out. Now, one player who single-handedly dismantled the San Francisco 49ers in the championship game is going to be the first player I want to talk about, and that's Hassan Reddick. Hassan Reddick is so far in this year has 16 sacks, and he usually likes to line up against the right side, and that's against Andrew Wiley, and he's allowed 9 sacks in the season, which ain't that great. So Wiley's going to have one heck of a time going against Reddick. Now on the other side of the ball, you have Josh Sweat, who's another playmaker, 11 sacks of the season, going against Orlando Brown, who is a little bit better than Wiley, allowing 4 sacks this season. Now, Reed, that's a scary, outside, pass rush. And just to top it off, the little cherry on top, their backup is Brandon Graham. He's the guy who's going to be relieving both Reddick and Sweats, and he has 11 sacks of the season. How bad is that? I felt like that was a mouthful. Now, if is that how you would prepare for this game, Reed? By stopping the pass rush?
You got to come up with some type of answer for it. You can't just go into this game and saying it's not a problem because it is a problem. Um, but this Eagles defensive front, man, it they have so much depth. If there's Sue that comes out, and et cetera, with a lot of these guys that AJ has named, they are all good. They're all going to get pressure, and they're going to tire this offensive line out. Now, I don't think the offensive line of the Chiefs is that bad in my opinion, but they're definitely not very good. What's up, Nestor? Good to see you, man. But it really, I think this reminds me of the last time Patrick Mahomes was in a Super Bowl, which was against the Buccaneers, where the Buccaneers defensive line absolutely destroyed that Kansas City offense, and it became just a game of Patrick Mahomes just trying to create magic because
Mhm.
there's nothing else that the Chiefs could do other than him running out of the pocket and just try to whirl up a ball and make something happen. And that's what I'm kind of afraid that this game is going to end up turning into is the Eagles defensive front just disrupting Patrick Mahomes too much that Patrick Mahomes is going to have to try some type of hero ball. But I would hope Andy Reid has some type of thought of going into this game. You gotta bring in your tight end to chip it the ends. You gotta bring your running back to push a defensive tackle or two, just to give your offensive line just a little bit of help. Just a little bit of help. Give them by a couple seconds, and then you can have a chance to win this game. But if you let the Eagles, sorry, I'm talking too long. If you let the defensive front just have your way, you are going to lose this game.
And I liked how you brought up Ndamukong Suh because Reddick and Sweat are not the only players who cause havoc against offensive line. Now we get to go into the interior. Number one guy I want to talk about, everyone knows his name, Fletcher Cox. He's been in the league for quite some time now, and he is just outstanding still to this day, right? 7 sacks for the season. He'll be going up against right guard Trey Smith, who's only allowed 2 sacks this season. So phenomenal on him. The guards play very well. On the opposite side of Smith, you have Joe Thuney. I'm probably butchering that name, but he's only allowed 1 sack all season long. But he's going up against Javon Hasgrave. Yeah, Hargrave. There you go. Javon
Hargrave.
Hargrave,
Yep.
who's has 11 sacks this season. Sorry, guys. I can't even read my own notes.
All
That's how
good.
bad I am. That's how long it's been. And their relief, as you named earlier, Reed, is Ndamukong Suh, who is just outstanding. Who, not, I don't want to say outstanding. He has fell off just a little bit,
He's
but
old.
he is older. He is older, but he is a very much physical player. You know,
He's a
he's not
big
afraid.
body. He's a big
Big body
body,
guy.
and you bring him in on limited snaps. He's gonna go out on those like 5, 6 snaps he plays or whatever. He's gonna play well.
Right. He is going to play well because that's just who he is. And he wants to get a ring and he wants to get inside people's heads and he wants to get in their faces as well. So if you're the Eagles, you know, how do you get the most out of this, right? Do you blitz a lot? I don't think so. I don't think the Eagles need a blitz because one, Patrick Mahomes, as we all know, dealing with an ankle injury, which we will be diving into the injuries later on in the video, but he is dealing with that injury, so he might not be 100%. But the Kansas City Chiefs are actually have 113.1 rating against the blitz, which is tied for fifth, and they have 16 touchdowns against the blitz, which is first. So why would you do that? You don't need to do that, right? Play it cool. You know, Patrick Mahomes, he's will still try to create plays, get outside the pocket, but as you saw last game against the Cincinnati Bengals, he wasn't nearly as quick or as fast as he once was. So that's something to look out for. Now, going to the outside, we all know Kansas City has that dog of a weapon, Travis Kelce. And a lot of people might say that that's him, right? That's the new saying. He's him. That Travis Kelce is that guy. But the Eagles are ranked fifth against tight ends and wide receivers, which is going to be playing a huge factor once we dive into this injury report for this game. And I mean, just to scratch the surface a little bit, the injury report for Kansas City, most of it is their wide receivers, leaving a very familiar face for a Reed, MBS being their wide receiver one, who had a phenomenal game last week, which is kind of leaving Aaron Rodgers saying, wow, now you don't drop balls, you know, but he looked great out there. And I really hope I think I know Reed wants him to get a ring, but I can't stand the Chiefs for obvious reasons. Reed, how excited are you to see MVS out there in the big game?
I'm really, really happy. I believe as soon as the Chiefs picked him up, I said on this podcast that, hey, I really hope that Patrick Mahomes is able to connect with him, because Aaron Rodgers and MVS never able to connect on a consistent basis. It's either one or the other. It's just not pulling their end, in my opinion. I think he's a great talent, but I think he's inconsistent. That's the biggest thing with MVS. He has speed. He can blow the top off of a defense, but he just doesn't have that consistency, in my opinion. I'm really happy for him. He had a hell of a game this last week. I would love for him to do something awesome in this next game. And I have no problem with him getting a ring here. I would love it. He was a great guy.
Yeah, from what I hear, from what I've seen on the field, I mean, he does seem like a good guy. So good for him. Hopefully, he does well. Personal stats. Uh, Spoiler alert, I got the Eagles winning, but we'll discuss that furthermore after the video. Now we could dive into the injury report, and this is the most accurate injury report that we have. This was practice from Friday, and it was updated 3 hours ago, so you do the math because I'm not a mathematician. But Kansas City Chiefs injury report. I'm going to read off the list here, okay? So just get ready.
Do it.
Wide receiver, Mecole Hardman, placed on IR, pelvis injury. Wide receiver, Juju Smith-Schuster, original wide receiver one. He's questionable, knee injury. Wide receiver, Kadarius Toney, questionable ankle hamstring injury. Those are 3 wide receivers already. Like I said, that's their whole wide receiver core. Now a cornerback, L'Jarius Sneed, questionable concussion. He plays a big factor in that defense, as well as this guy, outside linebacker, Willie Gay, questionable with a shoulder injury. That's a lot of injuries for the Kansas City Chiefs. And those are not just like second stringers, third stringer guys. Those are like huge impact players. One, you got your whole wide receiver core out. Yes, you still got Kelce. Yes, you still got MVS, but you're going to need everyone out there for the big game, because the Eagles, like I said, they're ranked 5th against wide receivers and 5th against tight ends. They are damn good, especially that guy Slay. He's going out there to slay the game. So now we can move on to the Philadelphia side, unless you have any comments for Kansas City there, Reed.
Just real quick comments. MVS, I don't think he's gonna have a incredible game because of the other weapons not being there, and you need a play to develop in order for him to get open down the field. So I think a big day from Travis Kelce.
Oh man, Kelce, he just needed to do a little bit more in order for me to win my fantasy championship. So yeah, he is now dead to me. I don't care what his stats are. Okay, I'm going for the other Kelce, the center Kelce. Okay, so let's go Eagles. But on the Philadelphia side, here's their injury report of the latest. Now I'm going to sound repetitive here, but there's a point to it. Okay, you have a lot of offensive linemen. Guard, Landon Dickerson, unspecified, elbow/rest. Offensive tackle, Lane Johnson, amazing game. He's doing phenomenal, by the way. Unspecified, groin/rest. Center, Cam Jurgens, unspecified, hip/rest. Cornerback, Avante Maddox, unspecified, toe/rest. Defensive end, Robert Quinn, he's like a third stringer, unspecified, foot/rest. Robert Quinn's great, by the way.
Okay? He's a good third stringer.
Yeah, he's great.
He's a good one.
Yeah, their defensive front, it goes deep. Yeah. So no disrespect to Quinn. I mean, he is phenomenal. He plays great out there.
Yes.
But it's worth noting that none of these Eagles players are listed as questionable. Okay, so this is awesome, and all of them are listed as /rest. I don't know if that is Sirianni wanted to keep things a little hush hush, or these guys are actually just resting up, getting 100%, which I don't think everyone will be 100%, but they're going to be a lot healthier than Kansas City. But I mean, good for them. They're looking to be healthy, which they're going to need to be healthy, especially that O-line going against a destructive I forgot his first name, but Clark, number 55 for Kansas City. He's causing havoc. Let's go Eagles, spank these frauds. Jason over Travis. Hey, I'm a Jason guy. Fun fact, in high school I played center, so I like Kelce, and I love to pick up Kelce whenever I do the franchise mode in Madden. He's it's just close to my heart. Vincent Vento says, I got Goddard plus 1 reception over A.J. Brown. Mahomes less than an interception and Pacheco above 14 and a half receiving yards. Am I safe to win some money? Ooh, man, you brought up some good memories because one, we haven't answered questions since fantasy football season, and it's been over for a little time now. So I appreciate the question, Vincent. I actually kind of like the Isaiah Pacheco over 14 and a half receiving yards. I honestly do. This past game, I think him and McKinnon had a combined of 7 receptions. And the Philadelphia Eagles are actually ranked 16th against passing yards against running backs. So Pacheco, I think, is going to be playing a huge role here, especially with him taking 27% more of the snaps other than anyone else. He took 29 snaps, I believe. McKinnon took 16, and then the other guy, forgive me, I forgot his name, only took like 8. But Clyde Edwards-Helaire, this is his first game back healthy. What do you think here, Reed?
I'm fine with the Goddard over AJ Brown. I don't think that's a bad one. The Pacheco one, I think that has a pretty decent chance of happening. The one I don't like actually is the Mahomes less than 0.5 interceptions. I think that the defensive front gets him, hits him hard. The ball comes out wonky, and then it just ends up getting picked off. I don't think he throws up a straight up interception, but I definitely see something like that I just described totally happening. Gets hit, ball comes out wonky, it gets intercepted. I think that's going to happen.
Nice. And also to note, after this injury report that we announced, it is important to also say that Patrick Mahomes was not in there. So, like last time or last week, he was a full participant, and it looks like he is a full participant again this week. But how is he going to look on the field? No doubt in my mind that he will be out there because he will. He's not missing this game whatsoever. But is he going to look like he did last week? Is he going to be a little bit slower? Is he going to be a little hesitant, a little wobbly? You know, how much is that going to impact this game, especially with this Eagles pass rush?
Yeah, so I remember he was a full participant on the last day of practice before this last game. We obviously saw that he wasn't like 100%. There was that one play where he rolled out to the left, had to throw on that that leg, and it hurt him a lot. I definitely think I would imagine, be a little bit better, closer to 100% after 2 weeks of rest. But you just don't fully know exactly what he's going to look like. So, I mean, I would hope they're not going to have him coming out to the left also, but you got to open up the whole playbook for the Super Bowl, you know?
All right, let's take a bet here, Reed.
Oh,
Are we going to see the that carousel trick play this Super Bowl?
there's no way they do that. There's no way.
I don't think so either. I don't think either team gets to a point where they're able to do that. This team, I mean, these two teams are going to be solely reliant on their defense. You have the Eagles, who are ranked third in scoring offensively. Then you have the Kansas City Chiefs, who are ranked first in scoring. And now these defense, they do their part, right? But both of them are not very good on the biggest down in football, which is third down. They allow a lot of conversions. And Isaiah Pacheco is going to have one hell of a game, like I said before, because Philadelphia Eagles, it's a hit or miss when it comes to their rush defense, right? I mean, if you saw that touchdown with CMC tackled off three defenders for the end zone, that was a little embarrassing if you're the Philadelphia Eagles, right? And naturally, I'm stuck in between, but I'm going to hold off here because we're going to discuss who we're going for later on in the video. Do you think the Kansas City Chiefs will have a good running option? Why are you laughing, man?
I'm gonna hold up, even though I've been talking about who I think is gonna win. And I want to win the whole video
Because every time I talk about it, I think of someone who's on that team who I dislike very much, and who I don't want them to see a championship. But Kyrie says he's not even that good. Their second street quarterback can win in that system for real. I hope you're not talking about Kansas City, man, because as much as I dislike Patrick Mahomes, I dislike him for the wrong reasons. It's because of the Super Bowl with them and the Niners, you know. But he is an athlete. He's one hell of an athlete, and just the way he gets things done, we haven't seen that, right? This is the new era of quarterbacks coming in. So I do think he's an athlete. If his second string is in there, I don't think he's going to do nearly as good. Does he have a chance of winning? Of course he does, right? If you're second, third string quarterback, you're there, you have one job, right? And that is to pass the ball. Josh Johnson, I'm talking to you. But go ahead, finish off your thought there, Reed.
Yeah, he's not a system quarterback. I don't know who you're talking about, Kyrie here. He's not a system quarterback. You consistently see him do incredible throws. Not a system quarterback.
No, I do want to give a quick shout out to everyone who's out here. I got Zombie, Kyrie, Vincent. Thank you for joining us live. Thank you so much. We're getting a lot more active in our Discord. Kyrie, I know you're super active on that Discord. So make sure you invite your friends. We're all in there. We're going to be one community. We are growing. New year, new us. Am I right, guys? All right, Reed, I'm ready. You ready to dive into this this game? Who we want to win? What our prediction is for this game?
For sure, man. Let's go.
You want me to start? Or you want to go ahead?
I can go ahead if you like.
Okay. Yeah,
So at the very beginning of the playoffs, I picked the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. My bracket has been almost perfect. Only got wrong that the Niners didn't get to the Super Bowl. I think I was just AJ just got my heart warm for the Niners or something. I blame this guy. I should have stuck to my guns. But I hope the Chiefs win because I want my bracket to be as perfectly accurate as possible. That would be really, really cool. But who do I think is going to win this game? I'm going to have to go with the Eagles. They looked absolutely dominant against every single team in the playoffs up to this point. Kyrie says, I'm talking about Patrick Mahomes, the great Patrick Mahomes, he says.
the great Patrick Mahomes.
Yes, that's what Kyrie calls him.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Good for you, Kyrie.
Yeah, he's a really good guy, Kyrie.
Kyrie's a great guy. Best guy
Great
I know.
guy. Best guy I know. So nice. Loves the Chiefs, by the way. Second favorite team. Vincent says the Eagles win 28-24. I beat Reed in the bracket by the tiebreaker. Yeah, so if the Eagles win, then Vincent somehow ties with me because that's how our point system works.
That's how we did it last week, and that's last year.
Yeah,
that's how we got approved.
We'll talk about how we do it next year because I don't know about Vincent making this comeback against me. I don't know about that. But I think the Eagles are going to win this game. They've been looking absolutely dominant. Now people have said they have had the easiest schedule or the road to the Super Bowl ever. And I think it's been a little easy, but also they've looked dominant in each of those easy games. So I'm not going to knock them, in my opinion. Kyrie says Eagles over Chiefs by 14 plus points. I really hope not, because that would be a really boring Super Bowl. But I think overall, with this defensive front from the Eagles of how they are able to just get to the quarterback, disrupt what especially the Chiefs do because they passed almost every single down last week against the Bengals. Kyrie says, so y'all just gonna lie like this? No, I'm not gonna lie like this. I'm talking straight, man.
He's talking about when we called him a good guy. You're right. You're right. We're sorry for lying.
Gosh. But yeah, I've got. Where was my train of thought? The defensive front, they're going to disrupt what the Chiefs want to do, which is pass the ball, heavy pass the ball. So I think the Eagles are going to win this game because they disrupt the ball, and it's so hard to get this Eagles offense off the field. If it's 3rd and 1, 4th and 1, you just run down. It's a quarterback sneak. Can't snap. He can't stop it.
Best in the league.
I think it's been stopped maybe like 3 or 4 times. The Packers were able to stop it once when we played them this year. But it's so unstoppable. It's incredible what they've been able to do with that quarterback sneak.
Because of that O-line, I will say.
Yes, it's because of the O-line. Jalen Hurts, I think he's good with it, but he does his job in the quarterback sneak. He does what he needs to do. But that O-line, they get so low to the ground. So if you get him in, you can stop him on 3rd down or 2nd down, leave him at the 1 yard or 1 yard to go. It doesn't matter. They're just going to pick it up because they're going to go for it. Nick Sirianni has the biggest balls ever. Dude doesn't think at all, and he just goes for it, man. Uh,
It's only been unsuccessful behind Kelce twice this year, over 15 attempts, and one of them was with the San Francisco 49ers. All right, so keep that in mind. And when you said that Sirianni has the biggest balls, it kind of reminded me of that little scene of South Park where he's
yeah,
carrying in a wheelbarrow. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. That's what we all think.
honestly, yes. So going on to my prediction, Kyrie says should have been Bengals versus 49ers for real. LOL script. The script has been leaked. I'm pretty sure everyone has saw it out there, and it's 100% real. The Eagles are winning this. What was it, 37-33? 37-33. Eagles are winning. And that's why I'm picking the Eagles, okay? I'm not picking the Eagles because I can't stand the Chiefs. I'm not picking the Eagles because Patrick Mahomes deserves to lose. It should have stayed in baseball. I'm not picking the Eagles because there's just trash fans out there in Kansas City,
Yeah.
okay?
Well, there's trash fans in Philadelphia,
I didn't
man.
want to say that because I actually know fans, real fans, I per se.
I do too. I do too. But the ones in Philly,
The ones in Philly are trash. I mean,
they're
I've seen the
horrible
videos
people.
of what they're doing to the Niners fans out there, like getting up on like, come on, dude, just, don't set your city on fire. Get out of here. That's trash. But the fans that I do know, so if you're watching this and you know that I know that you know that I know you, just know that I'm not talking about you. But yeah, these Eagles fans are horrible. They are known to be horrible. The city is horrible. Philadelphia. The only thing they got going for them is Rocky and Philly cheesesteaks, and that's about it. But the one guy that I do not like from Philadelphia is their head coach, Nick Sirianni. I cannot stand this dude from the day he entered, right? This is the second year he's in. From day one, hey, let's play rock, paper, scissors. I want to see how competitive
Oh,
you are.
come
Okay, that
on.
that was a trigger, right? I didn't like that at all. And two, he's out here and arguing with the fans. He's arguing with the fans right now. Are you serious? He's like, he turns around like, hey, SDF. I don't think I like this guy because it reminds me a lot of myself because I think I'm going to be the same way if I were to ever have a head coaching job. I get into the game and there's a different me. Like, there's videos of this guy looking in the camera, be like, yeah, what's up? Like, you like that? Like, oh, he's
Yeah.
into it. And honestly, as someone who's similar to him, I find that as a threat. And I think this guy needs to get punched in the mouth.
What?
That I think he
I
needs to get
love
punched
it.
in the mouth.
I love Nick Sirianni. The thing is, when you're doing this type of stuff, it's good if you're winning.
Right.
And
Right.
like the Dan Campbell stuff, if he would have lost this year, had a losing record, everybody was trashing on Dan Campbell, but they had a winning record this year, so that's why everyone's like, "Oh, MCDC, it's okay," you know. Nick Sirianni's winning right now, so it's okay for all his antics. At the end of the day,
Kyrie, I want to back me up here, okay? Let me know, Kyrie, if you think Nick Sirianni should get punched in the mouth. I think he should. He's a
Vince,
threat. He's a threat
Vince,
to all mankind.
Vince is also about to get banned from the chat.
Ooh, that that's awesome. It's going to be one hell of a game. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love the Super Bowl. It's a holiday. I think it should be a work holiday for everyone out there
On
to be off
Monday. On
during the Super
Monday.
Bowl and on Monday.
Yeah.
Yes, for people who are either hungover, which we don't support that,
No,
drink
no,
responsibly.
no.
For people who are defeated and crying all night and lay down their bathtub and just put their phones on mute because their team lost in the Super Bowl.
This is very
Um,
descriptive.
it happens people talk about it. People talk about it.
Okay.
Or people are losing too much money, right? And they just don't know what to do with their lives anymore. So if you
The
guys are
mob's
going to
chasing
go
him
out
down.
there, if the what?
The mob's chasing him down because they lost all the money.
Correct. So,
Yeah.
by the way, with that being said, go ahead and send me an email. I do bounty hunting on the side, so if someone owes you money, go ahead and give me an email, and I'll help you all out there. But also, with that being said, if you're going to go out celebrate with friends, drink responsibly, bet responsibly, and just overall be safe. Be courteous and be kind to others, and don't get out of hand. I know how easy it is. Kyrie, you don't know who Nick Sirianni is, bro? Nick Sirianni is the head coach for the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm very disappointed in you, Kyrie. I'm going to put you on a 10-minute timeout. But I mean, honestly, that's what I got. I got the Eagles winning. I want to say 37 to 33, 37-33. I'm going with the script here. I think it's going to be a high scoring game, and I think it's going to come down to the last play of last drive of the game. This time, Patrick Mahomes is not going to get hit late, and they don't get a chance. They missed the field goal. I mean, they miss it. They're just done. Give me the Eagles. What do you got, Reed?
I'm also gonna take the Eagles, even though I hope the Chiefs win. I'm gonna say it's a little less scoring than you. I'm gonna say 23-21.
Okay, I see that. 23-21. Where there you go. Let us know down in the comments down below. I said down one too many times. What your score prediction will be. So if you're down with it, I'm down with it. And until next time, y'all. I'm sorry, I'm reading a whack comment here. Why wasn't T. Higgins a Pro Bowler? He got robbed. Like I said, whack comment. Get out of here.
Oh.
Until next time, you guys keep on grinding.